down the line, who wins it?
I'm going to go for Leigh. I'm going to go with the hype. I'm going to go with Derek Beaumont in his rat Lamborghinis and Mike Latham telling the stories in the bars afterwards. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's that close. I won't go. I'll just say safe, just to go for
Same for me, Tam.
Well, they are in the tunnel. They are ready to come out to what is going to be quite some atmosphere. So we will take you to our commentary team of Kevin Brown, John Kieran first, our rugby league correspondent, Dave Woods.
Well, there's no need to dress up this occasion, is there? Two sets of passionate fans, history and newness interwoven, and out they step into a cauldron. It is a Challenge Cup semi-final, and it's one we're going to relish this afternoon. Leigh have restyled as the Leopards. They're looking to make a leap of faith here today. But St Helens, no pussycats, kings of the Super League jungle for so many years. This is a clash of styles, a clash of recent history. We've got Andy Burnham here as well, the Mayor of Manchester. I think Steve Rotherham, the Mayor of Liverpool's in there as well. I know that Andy's a big fan of Leigh, so he'll be cheering on one side here today. Well, those Leigh players have been terrific this year. They really have. Second in the Super League table, newly promoted teams are supposed to go straight back down, but they have been second in the table. They've won so many games in a breathtaking style. But this is a St Helens team that is full of champions. It's the We Are Rugby League Together moment here, 13 seconds when everybody's encouraged to make some noise, clap their hands. A moment of anti-discrimination and rugby league unity. Adrian Lamb, it was the Challenge Cup that brought him over here as a player 20-odd years ago. His dream of playing in a cup final. Well, now he's got a chance of coaching in a cup final. This is the way they are lining up today. The absence of centre Ricky Lutelli will be felt by Leigh, but in Lachlan Lamb, Edwin Impape, John Asiata, they have three of Super League's outstanding players in 2023. Each, and indeed all of them, might have a starring role here today. St Helens, much made of the absence of James Reby and Mark Percival. Both big misses, but Tommy Makinson is back. T. Ritson returning on the wing as well, the lad from Barrow. And there's plenty of pressure on hooker Joey Lusick, who could be playing his last game for St Helens today, according to the transfer speculation from Australia. Referee this afternoon is Chris Kendall, voluntarily Jack Smith running the touches, and Marcus Griffiths is our video referee. Well, when Leigh were promoted this year, their aspiration was to compete. Now they aim to conquer, but they're up against a championship side today. St Helens represent the ultimate challenge. Where is this one going? Kevin Brown and John Keir alongside.
Well, it's a day of opportunity, isn't it? A day of opportunity for the Leigh Leopards side, but one for St Helens as well to really get this season back on track, because they've been a bit stop-start up to now, but they can really nail a performance and get the season on track. And for the Leopards, well, it's 50 years since they last won this competition. That's what opportunity presents itself today.
And I think you can clearly see, Dave, at the start of this game, Leigh are going after Joey Lusick in the middle of the field. There's no hooker on the bench, and I think the start of this game is going to be a war through the middle of the field, and they're going to have to Joey.
And he's not had many minutes this year, has he, Joey Lusick?
He's not. He's a fantastic player, but he normally comes on and he gives energy. He's not a player that plays big minutes. James Roby is like few, that is very consistent in the middle.
Here comes T. Ritson, the tie flyer, on loan this year from the mighty Barrow in the Championship. And he gets his first taste of semi-final action. Tommy Makinson, we'll see plenty of this afternoon, of Makinson doing those hard yards from inside his own 30 metres. And that was a good carry to get his side rolling forward.
Well, it's the menu that St Helens have used, isn't it, all the time. They receive the kick, the strong ball carried from the three quarters get in there, then the big men such as Knowles and Walmsley are on the back of that.
There is some muscle in both these sides. I think Leigh Thought there might have been a knock-on there, but there wasn't. Walmsley now will pick up and carry on.
It's a great shot.
Last play in this set, Lussick goes to Lomax. Lomax with a kick high. Was he taken late? No, he wasn't. It's O'Brien who goes up and catches, but it's a good end for St Helens to that set.
It's a great end, it's a great set, and it's a perfect position to get stuck into Josh Chandler. There's a different intensity to this game, at the start of this game already from the Super League contest we've seen, and I think whoever starts the brightest and can keep hold of the ball, you know, will definitely go a long way to winning the game.
We were talking with Alex Walmsley on the podcast this week, weren't we? And he was saying that game against Catalan, the opening 12 minutes, there wasn't a stoppage. I tell you, if we go 12 minutes at this pace without a stoppage, there'll be a few breathing heavily.
There will, and I think a few in the middle are already breathing heavily. Big Alex Walmsley being one of them. It's been a ferocious start.
Reynolds with the kick. Good covering and good catch by Ritson. 3-4 St Helens forwards with their hands on their hips and walking back slowly.
But as expected, Dave, this is an arm wrestle, it's a modern parlance, but you'd say St Helens are just edging it because, as we saw Ritson there, he fielded the ball 30 metres from his own line. When Leigh fielded the ball, they were within their own 10 metres.
Here's Lussick, Lomax. An arm out there from Asiata to try and cut him down, and he does make the tackle, does John Asiata. One of those outstanding Leigh players this season. Walmsley just carrying it in. The heavy-duty prop, last play. It's going to be Dodd, who puts it up in the air. O'Brien, and keeps his eye on the job. And a safe pair of hands.
And that's the reward from dominating the field position, like John said. They get to put an attacking kick in and put them under pressure once again. So if they can stay clean and be disciplined, then they'll be the first ones to have a crack at the Leigh line.
Come on, Joey.
Ollie Holmes on that far side. For Leigh. Lamb picking up out of dummy half, and Leigh just trying to advance as far downfield as possible here.
It's a very tight defensive line, though, for St Helens, which is allowing them to get numbers in the tackle and have great line speed.
It's an Asiata carry. Here's Reynolds with a kick. Well, they got to him, but not before he got that ball away. Wellesby with a catch and looking for Makinson to make a telling return. Oh, Conrad Hurrell's dropped it. The referee says it went backwards. There's a lucky moment for Saints.
Yeah, they get away with one there, and I was just about to say this isn't working for the Leigh Leopards. They'll probably start thinking about moving the ball and using that dangerous left edge to generate some territory the next time they get the ball, but that was, you know, a dodged bullet there by St Helens.
There was Bell, who always has plenty of energy. Lussick down that right-hand side again. Wellesby backs away from one challenge. Inside for Lomax. Mulhern was looking for him, but Lomax has stepped past.
There's an intensity and energy, though, to this Saints team. They've started really well.
Wellesby, they got some numbers over here. Makinson has to reach for that, though, which rather stymied any possible advancement. They're on their last play. Another kick from Dodd. Not the cleanest of passes. Bit of pressure on him as well. O'Brien does well. Bell just came flying at him, but O'Brien catches it safely.
Yeah, that was legal. He actually went for the ball. He jumped over, and O'Brien, yeah, nice fullback play. Kept his feet on the floor, caught the ball. But once again, I think this is the fourth time already in the game. You know, they've started here. I'm sure Leigh will look to start moving this ball now, Woodsy.
They'll have to do, because T. Ritson, Kev, he was defending within the 20-metre dash on the field.
Horeca. Only a couple of plays to go. Leigh with Hughes with a kick. Just a little early. Not sure if that was the best option, because Wellesby's caught it safely enough, and he'll plant St Helens back inside the Leigh half here.
And that's the difference in big game teams and teams who are new to big games. Saints are happy to stay with the process. Leigh went from that process with a back rower kicking the ball on tackle 4.
I think that's pure frustration. Jack Hughes is a very experienced, smart player, and I think it was just a brain explosion there. He's put his team under a fair bit of pressure now.
Makinson dumped to the ground. Important that he was back for Saints this week in the absence of Mark Percival, who has been goal kicking in Makinson's absence. Lomax almost through. 20 metres out. St Helens with tackles in the bag. Dodd now puts it back to Welsby. Welsby with a step inside. Hughes just flaps an arm at him, but has cover there from Leigh's point of view. O'Brien with a tackle. Last play. Dodd now slides it in, but taken by Hardacre. Leigh survived, but there'll be plenty more of that to come.
Yeah, that was a good set, but that was great defensive. That's the full-back in Zach Hardacre in the defensive line there, and he's probably saved Jack Hughes' blushes because it was a poor kick, then he missed the tackle, but they survived. Yeah, I think they need to start moving the ball, Kieran. They're just not penetrating this St Helens defence at all.
No, it's very, very dominant, and the ruck speed is very much in St Helens' favour.
Asiata, he's a man who can work a bit of magic with ball in hand, and there you see it with the offload and keeps his side going forward. Just pinching an extra 5 yards, but making St Helens work a little harder. And that was Mulhern who offloaded, and Asiata to Charnley, and Charnley cuts inside, and the offload pattern continues. Chamberlain, though, can only drop on the ball.
The kicker's under pressure here, though, from a sideline.
Last play. Oh, Lamb's got time to have a look there. He's put it steeplingly high, but wide. No, it's not. It's bounced in the field of play, and Charnley's underneath it. Well, he was allowed to chase that.
Well, he was allowed a lot of time to kick the ball. I think he actually put it up on his left foot, and I think everyone, including Jack Welsby, thought the ball was going to go out, and it just spirals back in. Josh Charnley, the only one on the field who gives it half a chance and chases the ball, nearly makes something of it.
It's great play by Leigh. They upset the tempo of the Saints defence by the offloads, but you've also got to be mindful that when you finish your set, you've got to give your kickers half a chance of getting a good kick away.
10 metres, Edwin. Go on.
Wormsley.
2. Move!
On the rampage. Lussick.
Go 2. 2.
Matatia bouncing out of one,
Play on 2.
causing problems, crawling another yard or two. Joey Lussick's in a dummy half and inside for Lomax, and Lomax to Knowles.
4. Lachlan out now!
Money going low.
Go for it.
Here's Lussick again. This is Matty Lees, who's certainly got plenty of explosion down the middle, but Saints again find themselves on the last. It's Dodd who puts it high. O'Brien's been given the task, and he's been up to that task. That's about the third or fourth high ball. He's looked very assured.
Yeah, you can see what's on the tip sheet for St Helens, can't you, where they're going to turn this ball over. And it's going to be in the pockets of the field constantly, and they're happy to be in that grind and stay in that grind and wear the other team down.
There's Briscoe. Tom Briscoe has a love affair with Wembley finals. 7 tries in total in Wembley finals. Nobody else has scored more on that occasion down the years, and we are talking a lot of years. That's a good carry from Mulhern. Leigh again on the last find themselves still inside their own half, so Mulhern will chip it forward. Welsby's advanced to catch it on the full, and here comes Ritson with the return.
The one thing that separates the sides clearly at the minute is the kicking game. Lewis Dodd has got it on a string, and you know, we've seen time and time again he's put it in them corners. At the minute, Lamb and Reynolds both just misfiring with the kicks and giving them easy out their own half.
Kept hold. Wait. Go 2.
Lussick. Makinson again. They miss him when he's not involved, Tommy Makinson, don't they? Because of that kind of work. I mean, his finishing is extraordinary, but that kind of work as well.
He makes all these players better as well, off the fact that he gets a real quick play of the ball.
Lomax, a class act in the middle of the park, puts it back on the inside for Matatia. Saints in familiar territory, 20 out, but on the last. So Lomax puts a little chip in, which Welsby's on the chase of, but again, it's a great take by O'Brien. Just all the traffic's going his way.
Well, all the traffic's going right to left at the minute, isn't it? From our viewpoint, where St Helens really are dominating field position, but credit to Leigh, they're hanging in there, and they will grow into the game. More and more the game goes on. If the scoreline stays like this, they'll grow into the game.
And we are in the 12th minute. We've not had a stoppage yet, have we?
No, and this has been almost one-sided in terms of territory. You know, the 20 metres down there has not been touched by Leigh, so, you know, even though it is 0-0, I think they need a penalty or something just to let them breathe a little bit and get out their own half.
And Moni takes it in. Last play here. Pape to Lamb. Striking it well off that left foot and just making Welsby cover a little more ground than he's been used to. But back they come. Makinson. Oh, the footwork is on.
He started really well, hasn't he, Tommy Makinson? And do you think, Kev, there might be advice?
Oh, there's a knock-on. Was it? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It was hand on arm, not hand on ball. Lomax is complaining, but that is maybe the break that Leigh need.
That's what they needed. They needed something like that because it was so patient and it was like copy and paste from Saints. That's a gamble, don't get you wrong.
Yeah.
He could have been pinged. I'm not sure he's square there. John Asiata's reached round and Johnny Lomax is furious. He's, because that momentum will shift sizably now, and we've seen before the game and we've seen all season how good they are with the ball in these situations, the Leigh Leopards.
It was a gamble though, Kev, as you rightly say, because it could just have easily been St Helens penalty and defending your own half once again, but scrum play is a great place to attack from.
Here they go, Lamb's gone left, O'Brien's gone with him, but Hurrell was hunting there too. He's read that well, Conrad Hurrell.
Well, he'll put a note down there, Lachlan Lamb, that Conrad Hurrell's shooting out. Expect the tunnel ball or the ball over the top.
I was going to say, Conrad Hurrell is a man who's impressive in so many ways, but Leigh will think that they can find an opening on that side.
Yeah, he rolls the dice, shoots out the line a lot. I think sometimes because he is such a big man, he doesn't like defending on his heels.
Ipape. Here's Asiata. O'Brien, now they got a bit of width. Charlie's out there, but Saints just reset themselves and get across in number. But look where they are. Leigh, first attacking opportunity, and Lamb. Ipape will pick and shoots to that left-hand side. A little grubber kick doesn't come off that time.
It's an unbelievable pick-up, John, by the fullback.
Outstanding, is it? But this is interesting now. Look how Leigh have tightened their defensive line. Let's see now how St Helens can clear the way from their own line.
There's a penalty.
That's out.
By the way, that's scrum down, 12 minutes and 3 seconds. That's how long we had before the first break in play. And here we have another.
And what I will say for Leigh is they look the freshest at the moment, even though, they've been up against it, they look the freshest.
Challenge Cup Extra, 4:30. So many ways of watching that and getting in touch. Hashtag BBCRL. Big game, double-header tomorrow. Wigan against Leeds, the women's semi-final, 2:15 kick-off for that one. And then followed by the men's second semi-final, Hull Kingston Rovers against Wigan, 4:30 on air, 5 o'clock kick-off for that on BBC Two. And if you missed it earlier, what a game between St Helens and York Valkyrie. St Helens won it by a last-minute drop goal from Faye Gaskin. This is Matty Lees. And Faye Gaskin's story is incredible. She's come through such a terrible injury period. To kick that drop goal is an astonishing story for her.
I'll tell you what, Kev, as well, what St Helens, they're turning the ball back, aren't they, against the grain a lot, and I think they're working over Asiata and Ipape.
Yeah, that's true, and Lussick and Dodd are both pointing at him. You can see the slow to get back, so it's definitely soaking the energy out the legs.
Dodd here, let's play, Knowles, Ritson puts the kick through, that's not a bad one, but Lamb is back there to sweep across and has it back for Leigh, and his footwork just earns his side an extra 5 yards.
Good half-back play there, just a mini pendulum there, just sweeping round the back when it went to the other side of the play, the ball, and he's got some feet, hasn't he, Lachlan, and some dancing feet.
So it was a good kick from the winger as well, wasn't it?
It was in a dangerous position, and it was smart play. But this is what they need to do more of, and I know it doesn't look perfect, but it's just moving the defence around, stopping them defending shoulder to shoulder, just giving the ball carriers a little bit more space.
Move, Lewis! Wait, go for it.
Ipape, Amone, Knowles swinging the arm. Amone's almost looking at the referee to say, what about that, sir?
They're targeting him when he has the ball as well now.
Reynolds gets the kick away. Ritson with the catch. A little bit of space to work in there, but he slips as he tries to skirt through.
Yeah, it was a tired chase, that, wasn't it? A tired chase, and that's one thing they've got to tidy up and either put the ball out of on the sideline to just get a bit of oxygen in your lungs, or they've got to stress the chase has got to be better.
It's Makinson again. Lussick. Searching that blind side, and Bell with that typical little skipping, hopping, running style of his. Back for Lomax. Now he's to Walmsley and then on to Leigh, and he's crushed between the shoulders of a couple of Leigh defenders. 20 out, 1 play to go in this set. Wellesby smuggles the ball away. I think Briscoe got a hand on that. It'll be a knockdown, a knock-on, and more possession and position for St Helens.
And they manufactured a beautiful little short side play. First of all, it was Wellesby who got the little flick pass to Hopewati, and then it was Briscoe who did need to come in because Ritson had some space outside him. Actually, I think Zach Hardacre got to it as well, so important defence, but nice bit of variation on the last now from Saints.
And this is an absolutely vital set for the Leigh Leopards, it really is. Because there was some fatigue there in that middle unit, and Saints in a great position.
Big play right from the start, isn't it? Lomax. And Hurrell just overstepped. Lomax has to take the tackle. Walmsley. They've set up base camp. Halfway up the mountain, can they reach the peak here with what's left in this set of plays and tackles? Dodd can't weave a way through. Lussick and a dummy half. He's claiming it. Referee's having a look. We're going to the video referee, but Joey Lussick is looking very confident on the field. He says try.
Just check him maintains possession, please.
We're going to have to hear from the video referee here, Marcus Griffiths.
So it's tackle free. We've got an on-field decision of a try. Can we just check the grounding, please? So he gains possession of the ball. He has to get the ball to the line. He's still in possession, and the ball is down. Thank you. I have a decision.
Well, if it is his last game, what a way to be remembered. All the pressure was on his shoulders. Joey Lussick has just given his side a huge boost.
Yeah, and if James Roby can do a lot of stuff Joey Lussick can't, well, this is one thing that he is better than James Roby at, scoring tries at close range. I played in a team with Joey Lussick in it, and he did exactly the same in the semi-final against Warrington. He sells the dummies so well, his feet, his body, his hips and everything, and then he just gets Tom Amone and Edwin Ipape just having a little breather, and that's because of the weight of possession, the weight of territory, and then the dams burst. It wasn't beautiful play, but it was subtlety of mind from Joey Lussick.
Yeah, I think you've got to credit St Helens as a team there. They got their tactics right. They've worked over that middle channel, and you could see there was some fatigue there. When it's goal line defence, you've got to get off there, and Makinson's there with the extras.
And it's just been a big experience game from all them players in Saints. We mentioned how many big name players have been here before. Well, the Leigh Leopards haven't been here before, and you can clearly see, you know, they're just determined to be patient, get through the sets and put Leigh under pressure. Leigh at the minute are the ones coming up with errors.
It's a level up tonight, this afternoon for Leigh, isn't it? You know, they've been playing at a very high standard throughout the year. But this intensity, Saints are used to playing at this intensity. Not week in, week out, but on these occasions, Leigh have got to get used to it quickly.
I was in agreement. I thought the Saints Catalan Super League game last week was a level up, but this is a step up from that. It really is. And Saints are earning full marks at the minute for how they played that first quarter of the game.
So O'Brien looping the ball high in the air, and Ritson with a safe catch, and here comes Walmsley leading the charge.
And it's really important now that Leigh forget that they've gone behind in this game and just get, you know, some foothold back into the contest in terms of territory.
Bell springing into action. Lussick's gone over there. Knowles. Matty Lees.
Move! Wait here, go for it.
Joey Lussick spinning it back again now. Dodd looking towards his left-hand side. Matautia with a pass to Ritson. Ritson with a chip over the top, encouraged by his earlier kicking, no doubt, but that is dropped on by Reynolds. And he's done well. The referee said he went backwards, and O'Brien threatened to make the breaks. Only Matautia gets back to make the tackle.
That was a crucial tackle. It was smart play by Reynolds to firstly field the ball, but then get, you know, his arm free and put O'Brien away. And he was away if Matautia wasn't there to cover that tackle.
Ipape. Here's Hardacre. Now it's with Lamb. Holmes trying to create some numbers on that left-hand side, but they all get swallowed up by that triangle of Saints defenders.
Well, what Zach Hardacre's doing here is ideal for Leigh, and that's what the other three quarters of the Leigh Leopards need to do.
Brilliant offload from Hardacre.
They need to get in there, Dave, and take some work off these big forwards.
There's a Monet. Well, they have got further downfield than they often have with ball in hand in this match so far, but they've run out of tackles. This will be the last play. Lamb's kick. Wellesby, oh, he was in the field of play just. And immediately searching for Ritson, who's asked a question with that pass. Well, that could have gone horribly wrong for St Helens.
Didn't go great for T. Ritson. He's struggling in back play now.
Yeah. Look at the bench. There's not a lot of back covers.
There's Ben Davis.
Ben Davis.
Yeah.
Lussick making some again. He's chasing the kick this time. This could be a 40-20. This is terrific. What a kick that is. What a kick. You talk about big plays in semi-finals. That one is massive.
And Leigh need to get back because they're going to tap the ball. As soon as that touch judge is ready, they'll tap the ball, and there's still 6 or 7 Leigh Leopards, not even close.
Leigh's hearts will be sinking into their boots.
What a kick. That was an early kick in the set. Tackle 3, and there's the reward. That's great skill.
Leigh's defenders have had to sprint back into position, and now they're being asked to do even more work. Lussick to Dodd. Dodd will test out their resolve with his footwork. Lussick marches up. Just having a look what's available. Left and right, Walmsley, that's one. Go on, big fella, have a go. Well, he's very close, but he's held up. I think O'Brien's hand might have got underneath him, either he or Ipape.
Still a fair bit of defending to do in this set, though, Dave.
Lussick. Morgan Knowles. Lussick's there again. St Helens with a chance to strike through Lussick once more. And he's held up.
He's determined to switch it on today. Joey Lussick already scored one. Got the 40-20 and cheekily tries it again.
There's an edge to his play, though, Kev, isn't there, today? I mean, that try that he scored, and then that kick has been sensational.
Last play, and it's coming left, and Matautia will be wrapped up and stopped. What do Leigh take from that set of 6 in defence?
Well, I think they can take a great deal of heart from it, but I think St Helens will be happy as well, because they've built some more pressure, they've got through the set, and look where they turned the ball over, right in that pocket as well, 10 metres away from the goal line. And hey, they're off again with this high energy early tackle defence.
And they're going wider, Leigh, to try and just loosen the grip. But Saints are there in numbers.
Can't underestimate what it's took from Leigh. You know, you say, what did he get out of that? Well, Saints get a lot of energy out of the tanks of the Leigh Leopards.
Well heard. Running as though he'd only just come on the field. Amone. Have they made an interchange yet, Leigh? Because they famously don't make many interchanges, do they? In the first half.
No, it's...
I don't think anyone's made a change yet.
Outside, give 10, give 10.
I don't think it'll be long, though. 25 minutes, that's when you normally see some of the big men rolling out there.
Makinson looking to return here. He's got Ritson there for company, but Hardacre's swallowed him up. He and Reynolds do the job.
For a middle unit forward, it must be great to play with Tommy Makinson, because he just takes half your work away early on. So I think we're seeing an interchange now, Dave.
We have for St Helens, haven't we? Parsi and McCarthy-Scarsbrook have both come on. And this is Matautia, and they've got a penalty here. Offside, long way offside according to the referee.
Well, the dam's creaking now, I think. You know, the physiotherapist Chris Mellon's on the field, just trying to give him a little bit of energy. Tell them they just need to keep going and get through this tough patch. But it's going to get tougher because, like you say, passing McCarthy Scarsbrook will bring some energy, and they're up against some, you know, players who have been out there for 25, nearly 26 minutes.
Just look at who's gone. It's Wormsley and Morgan Knowles who've gone, isn't it?
Yep. And it looks as this Leigh team have not only had the same players out there, they've been virtually defending for the full 25 minutes, and St Helens have had more possession. So it's a real difficult time for the Leopards.
Here is McCarthy Scarsbrook, full of enthusiasm. You'd expect nothing less from the old-timer. Dodd, Lomax, Mutatia, grabbed out by Reynolds, and he has support from Hughes just to complete the tackle. St Helens threatening again. Lomax, here's passing. 2 plays to go. St Helens poised, 5 away. Dodd now, back to Wellesby, to Lomax, all the way. Oh, what a tackle! What a tackle that was! Wow. You'd have put your money on Tommy Makinson scoring and cartwheeling, but Josh Charnley.
Wow.
Two of the best.
What a moment.
Two of the very best.
Yeah, 2 great wingmen there, and I'm with you, Woodsy. I was writing it down as a try on our piece of paper here. But my words, what a he's renowned for his attacking play, Charnley. But that's brilliant defence. Look, he drops off hurdle, he goes on to his own man, which is the winger, and he puts him in the front seat of the sand.
And it's actions like that that get you the shot, get you into the next round, and get you the trophy. I remember Bryson Goodwin doing it against Tommy Makinson in the final and knocking that ball out. People are actually training for that now because he is so good. You've got to find a way of knocking that ball out.
Well, he was just checking the teeth was still there, wasn't he? He might have lost an extra couple of teeth.
Fantastic though, wasn't it? That was fantastic wing play on both parts.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing you just want to see again and again, that, isn't it? Brilliant stuff. And it remains 6-0 for St Helens, and Tommy Makinson's just wondering, how did I not score there? What was that just hit me? Lamb. And now it's out to Charnley, and he gets to show what he can do with ball in hand.
Well, that's the first time. That's the first time he's picked off Conrad Urrell. Conrad Urrell was in the line again. He just went over the top.
Ollie Holmes. Had some exciting days with Castleford, didn't he, Ollie Holmes? Here's Lamb. Reynolds. O'Brien. It came off the head of Ritson. It's play on, so Hardacre has to get there. Yeah, wasn't played out. Came off his head, accidental, so Leigh have lost ground.
Good refereeing that, exactly right.
Last play, 30 from their own line. Leigh fans are booing, but it was the right decision. Lamb's closed down by Bell. Kicks away to Makinson. And here comes Tommy.
He just never slows down. At any point in the game, he's 100 mile an hour.
Ben Nakabuwai has come on for Leigh, by the way.
I think it's Asiata who's gone off. That's one to St Helens. Yeah, I think so.
I think both Asiata, because Matty Davis has come on too, and Amone.
Yeah.
Come on, square up at second mark.
Well, that's one to St Helens, isn't it? For how they came prepared to play, working over the middle.
That's a good offload from Hopewati, and Wellesby's coming at pace.
Move! Robbie, wait, no.
11 minutes of the half remaining, and it feels like the previous 29. Leigh have just been working harder and harder. Hurrell.
Move!
Bell. Lomax. McCarthy Scarsbrook feigns to pass, but he wants the challenge of the run. And they're on the last. Lussick to Lomax. Wellesby has to stop, goes the other way. There was a hint of an obstruction had he carried on. The kick pings off legs, dropped on, but it's a turnover.
And more importantly, there's a problem in back play for Jack Wellesby, who kicked the ball. He's gone down clutching at the back of his neck, I think.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the effort, though, and the desire of this Leigh Leopards side, haven't you? Because they've been under the cosh virtually incessantly. and they keep coming up. Apart from that one try from Lussick, the close range try, they've come up with answers time after time after time. And I'm with you, Kev. The only question is how energy draining is this for that group of players?
Well, we saw previously in this season that I think Saints were up by a couple of scores against Leigh. I think it was 12-0, and they came back and won that game. So they have been into this sort of territory and deep water before, and they'll be drawing on that and saying, look, if we can get through this patch, we have done it before.
I've had to stop the game though, so we've got to do one of 4 things. It's either a green card, HIA, burn a sub, or use a sub.
I think this is where possibly the green card maybe used. The referee's talking to the physio Nathan Mills about Jack Wellsby.
Green card.
Yeah, green card.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Just to explain, yeah, 2 minutes on the sidelines. If you need treatment on the field, if the referee just thinks, well, if you could have gone off and had that, then
if he's got to stop play, Dave.
Yeah. So it's 2 minutes. So St Helens are down to 12 men for the next 2 minutes.
Yep.
And
it's
Wellsby
a tough
has
on
to
that
stand
as well,
watch.
because he's just been whacked by Edwin Apape after he kicked the ball. I think it should have probably been a penalty to St Helens.
There's got to be some sort of rational, I think, applied to that, because it's too black and white for me at the minute. Tommy Makerson finds himself at full-back now for the next couple of minutes.
Ipape. Out of dummy half. It's that kind of line-breaking run out of dummy half that Leigh desperately require. Reynolds spins it left to Lamb. Lamb on tackle 3. Leigh still deep inside their own half. Hanging on here, Leigh really are. Matt Davis. Here's Ipape. Mulhern. Carried his side just about inside enemy territory. Reynolds. There's a bit of a wobble on that ball. Makinson, no doubts with his catch. And then comes searching. Here's Ritson. Lachlan Lamb's after him. So's Chamberlain.
Stand way. Go on.
Herald.
It's a heck of a game, this, isn't it? You just can't take your eyes off it, and the energy having to be expended by both teams is phenomenal. The ball has been in play for a ridiculous amount of time.
Kev, you're most recent to this kind of action. What are you feeling now if you're out there, having played in this intensity?
Well, for me, you sort of begging with your front rowers to keep going. You know it's hard, but everyone's in fatigue, and it's whoever can push through this pain the most comes out the other side with a success. But this is the period now where everyone's got lactic acid, the blood's going around the body, and it's really difficult, and you've got to stay composed and get your skill right. Like we see the kick there, perfect.
O'Brien took a gamble, and it's not paid off.
No.
And St Helens have forced the dropout. O'Brien was convinced it was going out of play.
It was a real difficult decision for O'Brien to make there, because if he catches it, he may well get battled into touch. But what he did, he gambled on it going over the sideline or going dead. And look who's chasing, Matty Leigh, a prop forward. Fantastic
32
chase.
minutes into his stint.
Yeah, a fantastic chase. And the reward, Kev, for that extra effort is another set of 6 attacking.
O'Brien with a drop. Ritson traps. And here comes Parsi, just who they wanted to see coming running at them. In full flight. 5 tackles to go for St Helens. McCarthy Scarsbrook, what a huge 7.5 minutes of a half remaining.
Jack
Bell,
Hughes, come on.
skipping.
Don't go early. Third. Movement.
Here's Lussick lining things up behind. Dodd's got his instructions. McCarthy Scarsbrook knows that his job is just that. Platform laid. Lussick to Dodd. Dodd inside to Parsi. Leigh's defence recovering. Parsi with the offload. Oh, and Ipape leaps up. And oh, he's off his head with Ipape, but couldn't quite get in full flight before they hunt him down.
Brilliant, and that's probably the first time Saints have lacked a little bit of patience. They look really threatening, and Parsi gets his arm free and just can't hold the urge to throw it away. Now we see a set restart, so That's another one, another tick in the box for Leigh, and I think they'll be the happiest at the moment at this scoreline.
I don't know about walking off at half-time. I think somebody might need to send a bus on, then they can get a lift off at half-time. This Leigh side. They've done so much hard work in defence. St Helens, the champion team, the pedigree side, know how to play semi-finals, and they're playing it well. But here's O'Brien. Holmes. Lachlan Lamb. Reynolds offering it back now for Ben Nakabuwai. But they're on the last. Here's Reynolds with a chip back. Wellesby was going one way, had to go the other, but recovers his poise very well and offloads to Lomax and inside to Makinson. St Helens had no right to make that a dangerous situation, but momentarily they did.
That's what they've all got pace, they've all got power and strength, and they can promote the ball too, so if you don't get your kick and chase right, they'll punish you.
Here's Hurrell.
Third, move, hold, go. Matt Davies, no square.
New man on the field, George Delaney. He's an athletic young player. Lussick will kick. I don't think he was behind the 40. O'Brien's not taking any chances this time.
It's still a good kick, though.
Charnley.
Yeah, the fatigue just setting in now to the Leigh. Tommy Mornay has been brought back on the field. Shows the value of him for the Leigh Leopards.
Here's Briscoe.
And Dave, you asked, Adrian Lamb's famous for not overusing interchange in the first half. He's had to use 3 already.
Hardacre throwing off Lussick, not throwing off Lomax, and nearly throwing the ball away. Recovered by Chamberlain. And that's good resetting of where they needed to be. Ipape to Lamb. Lamb seen the gap down the middle and went herring for it, and he's bounced up out of between 2 defenders, and he's still going, and here comes Reynolds. And St Helens having to work well there. Matautia across to make the tackle. This is Lamb. Here's O'Brien. Hughes stepping back on the inside. Didn't see the value of trying to make something for Briscoe there. Too tight. Last play, O'Brien. Reynolds. Little run and a chip and the chase. Oh, and it's bouncing awkwardly. Ritson's got there. And he's done well.
Well, yeah, he was rolling the dice there, Reynolds, because it was a one-man chase, and I think if that bounces up the right way for Ritson, it could be a foot race. But every time Lachlan Lamb gets the ball, you can see his quality coming into this game. You know, he's the main guy. I think the more that he can get hold of the ball and have it with a few fresh players around him, he can be a real danger today.
And taking the line on Kev as well, because his pace is phenomenal, isn't it? And he's got great footwork.
It's Conrad Hurrell barrelling forward. Parsi up off his knees. Got a kick here through Dodd. Hardacre tried to get across there. O'Brien and Charnley will watch this.
Another great kick.
Charnley looking to return. He's gone at the young fella, George Delaney, but Delaney's held his ground. Some reinforcements join him, and Leigh start from deep. Lamb.
Well, Hurrell and
now they've got a bit of width. Chamberlain.
Hurrell and Makinson, Dave, didn't even attempt to get in the line. I think Hurrell was fatigued, but Tommy Makinson has clearly got a knock.
Yeah.
Oh, Briscoe dropped it. Picked up by Parsi. Back to Lussick. St Helens quick. Lomax. Now it's Makinson. Forward pass. Forward pass.
No advantage.
Will that count as advantage, or will they go back for the first error?
I think it'll be the first one, Kev, won't it? But a blatant forward pass there. The Saints were looking to take advantage of the Leigh error. No, I think it'll be Saints head and feed. I don't know if the referee has indicated that yet.
Yeah, he has.
Not got long on shot clock here, boys. Let's go.
This is a real big ending to the set. 2 minutes left. They've just got to defend this because, you know, Saints are feeling the pinch as well. Like we mentioned before, you know, the physio's still on with Makinson, and Hurrell still bent over.
This makes a huge difference to the mood in the dressing room at half-time, this next couple of minutes. St Helens looking to ram home their advantage. They've been the better team throughout the game, but it's only a 6-point advantage. If they can double that, they will feel that they're in control.
No penalties, no penalties.
Lussick to Dodd. McCarthy Scarsbrook for company has gone back to Wellesby, and now Bell, and Bell comes springing in. A ball steal, I think. Yep, ball steal. Now here's a philosophical moment. Kick for goal.
100%. Yeah, kicked over.
Not philosophical then.
No, not.
Daft question is what you say.
I think
not in a semi-final.
It's a semi-final. There's less than a minute left. It's been an absolute war. Going in at 6 or 8 is a big difference. And that is straight in front of the referee. We've said how good Tom Amone has been all year, but that was a brain explosion.
Well, it's been a great half, hasn't it? And it's not supposed to be easy to get to Wembley in a Challenge Cup final. And I can tell you, all the players who've been out on that playing field today, they'll know how difficult it is. It's been absolutely very physical, energy draining and high quality.
Well, we were watching the game before, John, and we was with the women's game and how physical that was, and some of the, you know, the contacts, but it's been exactly the same in this game. It's been so physical.
That's the view very nearly that Tommy Makinson has of the target. You get a sense of the angle there. Should be kickable. Oh, he's put it wide. He's put it wide. Well, in cup ties, when 2 points matter, how important might that be? And Leigh hang on, 6-0 at half-time.
And Tommy Makinson's still just holding that knee. He's not happy about it, and you know, maybe it's not an excuse, but a bit of a reason.
Well, but who of these two men's sides will be enjoying a Wembley experience? 6-0 at half-time as Leigh re-enter. By the way, just a quick aside, a wonderful moment for Welsh Rugby League. John Kieran, of course, alongside us, the coach of the Welsh national team, but a lovely moment for Welsh Rugby League this week. 3 Rugby League and Welsh legends have had statues unveiled down in Cardiff. Billy Boston, Clive Sullivan and Gus Risman. A long time overdue, but I know sporting royalty were out in numbers in Cardiff for that big moment. So well done to Gareth Keir and all the others involved in making that statue happen. It's another Gareth O'Brien who's going to get us underway here.
3 greats of the game, Dave, weren't there? 3 absolute greats of the game.
Well, a measure of their greatness is Billy Boston and Gus Risman both have their statues at Wembley as well, don't they? So, you know, Billy was down there for it as well, and the family of Gus and Clive. Second half about to get underway. What a story could unfurl in this next 40 minutes. St Helens, the side supreme, the 4 times back-to-back grand final winners, the World Club Challenge winners, who are so used to this occasion, but the lead is only by 6, and Leigh, for all they've been outboxed and sometimes on the ropes, are still in there fighting.
They are, and I think Adrian Lamb will be, you know, looking at ways to, you know, unsettle this rhythm that they've been throwing at Leigh all game, the St Helens team. And when they get the ball, like we've said a couple of times, if they can gather some momentum and actually give Lachlan Lamb and his teammates a little bit of time and space, then they can threaten this Saints side.
Lussick. Here's Dodd with that searching kick, and O'Brien's across, and Charnley is an eager carrier of the ball, looking to burst a 3-man St Helens wall. Up quickly to Lamb. Chamberlain. Damien Johnson, what was being said in the dressing rooms at half-time?
Well, I can tell you that Paul Wellens was extremely happy with the energy and the performance of St Helens in the first half. They're battered and bruised, though. McCarthy Scarsbrook is out of the game with a quad injury. Morgan Knowles may reappear, but he's got a knee knock, heavily strapped up. In terms of Leigh, well, Adam Lamb says they've been under the pump in the first half, but proud of the effort Just needs to get some field position in the second half.
Well, he might have got his wish there, Damien, because it's a penalty here for Leigh.
First one for Leigh, I believe, as well. So it's 3-1 the penalty count now, and it's manna from heaven, isn't it? This high tackle, because it just buys field position there from for the Centurions. So they're starting this set 40 metres away from the Saints line.
2 St Helens heavy trucks missing in this second half. What kind of a change might we see in the dynamic because of that?
Well, the dynamics change straight away, because we're going to see attack on the front foot, and this is where Leigh are very, very dangerous. From set restarts, they're renowned for throwing some real special players through Lamb and O'Brien and Reynolds. So them big men in the middle will have to be quick-witted as well to defend.
Here's Reynolds, just offering it off to Amone, Tom Amone, who's up to the 20. Ipape has jogged over there into position. Didn't see much of this in the first half. Leigh with tackles on their opponent's line. Lamb's worked his magic, and Ollie Holmes will finish it off. Lachlan Lamb found the key. Holmes kicked it all down. Leigh have a try in front of their adoring fans.
And what a try. What a try. And it's all come from that field position, from that penalty. Derek Bowman there with his leopard print coat on celebrates. Ollie Holmes crossing for a very, very important try. And once again, the tap restart from Leigh, and this will have been rehearsed on the training ground time after time, but it's Lachlan Lamb there. That right side defence is very aggressive. They've come up in front of the ball, and Lachlan Lamb times it brilliantly, and Ollie Holmes gets round the back, and he's got the pace to get through Wellesby. What a great try.
And straight after he passes this ball, he knows Ollie Holmes is going through to score. He turns round and points what I think's at his dad. I think at half-time they'd have had some video out on Conrad Hurrell saying, look, he's getting in front of the line. Don't try and go around him, try and go through him. And that opened up perfect. You know, we said that they're still in this game at 6-0. And you mentioned at half-time, how big would that miss kick be? So if Ben Reynolds can put this over, after 44 minutes, the teams will be level. And that, territory-wise, just doesn't tell the right picture.
Well, those are semi-final situations the neutrals love. Tight games, full of big moments. Heartbreak for one side, soul lifters for the other. Leigh looking to make it level again. Ben Reynolds. All those behind the sticks are keeping quiet. They're going to try and suck this ball over, and they will raise their arms in the air, because Leigh are level. 6 points apiece at the start of this second half.
Well, what credit to... I mean, that was a pressure kick, wasn't it, for Ben Reynolds? And it absolutely nailed it, and it's just lifted the atmosphere. That stand is packed behind the post to our left. It's lifted the atmosphere there. And what a return for Ollie Holmes with a tremendous try, and what a kick from Reynolds. This game is alive.
He's been remarkable this year, Ben Reynolds. I think he's one of the most improved. He was out before the game, kicking, you know, for 10-15 minutes before anyone else was out, and you can see it's really paying off.
And what will be interesting as well is when Adrian Lamb now sees to reintroduce John Asiata, because that could be an absolutely crucial part of this game.
Well, Leigh fans, listen to them. Nakabuwa driving in, finding his front, wanting to get up quickly. Saints in the wrestle, Parsi trying to keep him down. Ipape spins out of one. Now it's on to Holmes. Lomax makes a grab. Hurrell makes a grab. Penalty. He's pointing at Parsi.
Well, the momentum has completely swung. You can hear by the chants from the Leigh crowd that they're expectant again.
And because of the leaving players on the floor and the Saints' defensive line isn't get set, they've given 2 penalties away straight away. Again, a big set, 40 metres away from the Saints' line.
This is Holmes. Edwin Ipape marches into dummy half.
I expect him to attack this left edge once again. I think Conrad Hurrell will have second guesses now what to do. Will he go up or will he stay back?
Here they come. Amane just taking the ball up his shoulder, and Ipape carries it on. Lambs made the signal, but they're going right. They're calling the bluff. O'Mahony, or maybe they're just delaying it by a play. Ipape, now they come left. Lamb's there again, quick hands, but great read by Makinson. But he's given the ball back to Leigh, who have another set of 6 now. 6 more tackles, Chamberlain out and dashing.
Well, the tempo's just upped no end from the Leopards.
Ipape, dodging left, really pushes. They were up celebrating, but he's short.
Tackle, Lomax.
Chamberlain waits, Saints on the ropes here. Back with Reynolds. Oh, it's a poor pass. Briscoe, well, in the end, he had to get down on it, because had he not done, Apoati might have seized an opportunity. Reynolds again. Still a couple of plays to go.
Here we go, attack at the left.
Here it comes. Nakabuwai keeps it alive. Picked up by Davis, runs back into that same cluster. But they've got Lamb standing left again. Here he comes. Lamb puts the kick back down the middle, and down goes the big fella, passing to rescue it for Saints.
You know, Dave, I think Adrian Lamb has reminded the Leigh team what they've been doing well previously. Offloading, scooting from dummy half with the Pape, and really hammered in this left side. And my word, what a difference it's made.
And playing with energy, they found energy.
They needed to be brave in the first half to hang on. They have their reward, but St Helens will come back. St Helens will have a few punches to land themselves, no doubt about that. Last play, and only 20 from their own line, so big kick required here from Lomax.
It's like a complete role reversal from the first half, where Leigh were kicking the ball and Tommy Makinson's bringing the ball back where Tom Briscoe is. Complete flip.
Messi on the floor. Referee says just get back. There we are. 6 inches further back and play the ball from there. Charlie. Untangle himself from that. Ipape. Reynolds.
Josh, do not drop him in.
Here's Hughes.
Third. Move you. Hold. Go for it.
Ipape picks up. Left to Nakabuwai. Just heading down the throat of those St Helens defenders. Ipape dances right. Reynolds puts the kick on. They were advancing. It's overkicked. In fact, it's out of play on the full. That's a mistake.
It was a great idea, just the execution just didn't marry up with that.
Yeah, the left wing for St Helens, Ritzney, was up, so there's certainly space behind him, and Wellesby was well across the field, but just the execution, just yard or two out.
He's had a couple of moments the last 5 minutes or so, Ben Reynolds, where his skills just let him down. He just needs to get back to the basics, running hard, you know, and taking the line on, because that's when he is good.
Here's Makinson. These two sides have met each other 8 times in the Super League era. Leigh have only beaten St Helens twice down the years, and if you aggregate their scores, St Helens win on average 35 points to 14. That has been Saints' domination in this fixture over the last 20-odd years or so. But it's all evened up nicely today. St Helens looking to counterpunch. This is Dodd. Passing. 1 up, 1 down. Lussick, last play. Here's Lomax. Puts it back to Wellesby, arrives at speed, and Makinson slipping over. Easier tackle this time for Charlie.
Yeah, but it was an easy tackle because of the position, and he held his nerve. He didn't go in. You know, the 5th tackle, he didn't drop back. The positional player, what a contest it is between two of Super League's best, I believe, that we've ever seen in Makinson and Chandler. And at the minute, it's a stalemate out there.
It is, and I think Chandler's really demonstrating his defensive capabilities as well. He's been outstanding.
It's remarkable as well, isn't it? Just Charlie has talked about how he nearly retired last year. Wasn't enjoying his rugby league, but Boy, is he enjoying it this year. Here's Hardacre.
He's back to his best, isn't he? He's try scoring, he's at the top of the charts. But the work he does in the backfield too to get his team on the front foot.
I think it's 22 Super League tries, isn't it? Him and Johnston at Catalan, neck and neck at the top of the Super League tree. Here's O'Brien. Lomax.
Brilliant.
Good tackle.
Brilliant Lomax.
Yes, got with a couple of humdingers, hasn't he, this half already? One on his line and one there to prevent O'Brien.
Mellor's on the field in that dummy half position. With Pape having gone off.
Asiata's
back on as well, yeah. Oh, he's lost it. Referee has a look, says play on. Chamberlain picks it up. And Leigh back in position. Chamberlain's not tackled, still going. Offloads to Mellor. Mellor spins away, has a step. Wellesby tries to get back to make that tackle and does. But look where Leigh are now. 6 plays to go. Reynolds. Hughes flicks it out the back door, almost gives it away. Briscoe rescues. Hardacre. Parsi. There's a big bumper in there. Mellor. On the cusp of the big time for many years. Joe Mellor. Asiata tries to dance through. Mellor's there again. And Mone's pawing the ground. It goes back to him to Lamb now. Lamb now throws it back to O'Brien. O'Brien with a dummy. Tries to trick his way through. Lomax with the tackle. Chamberlain spins it back. Lamb, reached by Asiata. Here comes Mellor. Oh, well done from Delaney. Drags him down. Last breathtaking play of this set. Reynolds out to Lamb. Lamb puts the kick in. The chase is on. Oh, it's been missed by everybody. Has it been put down by Hardacre? Has he got there in time? We're going to the big screen. There's lots of limbs in celebration. But we'll need to get a cessation. Soft signal try.
Checking grounding, please.
So it's tackle 5. Can we go to the kick first, please? So onside, offside. So we can pause it on the foot. So everybody to the right of the kicker is onside. So we can go here. Okay, so now we need to identify who touches the ball. So this is a contest for the ball. The shoulder to shoulder, that is a contest for the ball. No, on that angle, nobody touches it. So we can have... So we've got another angle just to make sure Briscoe does not touch it whatsoever. So that is a genuine contest for the ball. That is a genuine contest. And now we're onto the grounding by Hardacre. If we can just go back to the previous one to confirm and just pause it on the grounding. He's in possession. And the ball is on the ground, thank you. I have a decision.
Wait for this. Wait for this. A collective roar. They know what's coming. They're loving what's coming. And Leigh coming. Hardacre's try. Derrick's up celebrating. And Leigh have the lead implausibly.
They do have the lead, and in terms of, you know, sets of 6, attacking sets of 6, that was an absolute masterclass. Finished with a beautiful weighted kick by, for me, arguably the best player in this competition at the moment, Lachlan Lamb. He was involved in everything. They were threatening up the middle, they threatened on the left edge, and then he disappeared to the right, and he brought the opposition's defence up and waited a perfect kick. But the hustle that Briscoe and Hardacre shown, and that desperation, you know, that character and resilience is really shining through now for the Leigh Leopards.
We talk about the left edge, well, Lamb appeared on the right edge, and that's all credit to it. That's one thing I like to see, where a half-back isn't locked into one side. It can roam both ways, and obviously the quality of the kick and the finish. You know, let's credit Hardacre. That was a difficult one to finish in that space, and he's nailed it.
Reynolds.
1 minute.
Huge kick. Here he comes. No, just drops wide, but Leigh have the lead, and they believe.
Yeah, and in response to that now, they're going to bring the big boppers back on Knowles and Walmsley and try and turn that momentum that they had in this first half that's disappeared drastically in the first 14 minutes of the second half.
There'll be no panic from St Helens, will there?
Time off.
But this is quality, isn't it, from Lamb? Absolute, because he was under pressure, inside pressure, to put that kick in. And as you say, Kev, sometimes it's the want or the will rather than the skill, and Briscoe and Hardacre demonstrated that in bucket loads.
Lee's turned that kick into a magnificent kick. If he doesn't chase that, it looks like it's a poor one, and it just rolls dead.
10 metres, wait.
What a game. What a semi-final. Shanley.
2. Move, Matty!
The Saints won't panic here, will they? They've got so much big game experience. I mean, Penrith pushed them all the way.
Well,
and they kept their nerve. They'll keep their nerve here.
Yeah, they'll keep the nerve, and there's been a response in a positive way. How physical, you know, Matty Lees and Walmsley have been in these opening tackles. You know, they'll not panic. They'll know how to get through this game and get back the momentum that they need.
There's Mellor.
But all of a sudden, sorry Dave, all of a sudden Leigh have had the possession, haven't they? They've dominated the possession and they've made full use of it. They've been absolutely clinical when they've had some good ball attack.
How far was Lamb able to run there before kicking the ball downfield? Makinson there finds himself facing a wall of leopard spots. Here's Wellesby. Lussick. And now Ritson.
You're good now. Bird. Move. 10 metres. Wait.
Lussick.
Wait. Go. You're off. You're good now. You step back. Play on.
Upwarty.
Still 3.
As well to get the ball away, and Alex Walmsley goes rumbling forward again here. Good carry. Good carry. Bell. It's back with Morgan Knowles. And now Saints find themselves on the last. Dodd. Plenty of numbers in chase. And up goes.
Great catch, Briscoe.
Was that Briscoe? Yes, it was.
Great
Fantastic.
catch.
I think the next score is so crucial in terms of this contest. You know, if Saints can get themselves back, you know, it'd be massive for them, but they just look like they're being out-enthused a little bit in certain areas.
To remind you the context, Leigh haven't been to Wembley, haven't won at Wembley since 1971, 52 years ago. By contrast, St Helens are chasing their 14th Challenge Cup crowd. In the summer era, no side has been as good as St Helens in the Challenge Cup. They've won it 8 times since the switch to Super League. Nobody's come close to that, but it is the new kids on the block who are challenging the old Rolling Stones at the moment. Can St Helens get themselves back on track here?
Well, Saints need one of their big players to step up here. I think Lomax has stepped up defensively, he's been brilliant, but they just need one of their key players just to step up, whether it's a Wellesby, whether it's a Lomax, whether it's a Dodd, just to step up and just crack this game open.
Walmsley and Lussick now picks it up, and Lomax on the inside, and Wellesby. They're trying to do things at pace here, St Helens, but Leigh are hanging on. It was the story of the first half, and Wellesby's hurt here. Lomax, hurl, throws it away desperately. Makinson keeps it alive. Now Saints can go left.
Oh, that was forward, was it?
Held on to by Matautia, puts the kick into that in-goal area. Too big. Tap back on the 20. Leigh get a 7-tackle restart.
And Saints probably a little bit guilty of losing patience there.
Yeah.
And it was a scruffy end of play, John. As a coach, you want that patience and that. No, you just want to feed the ball in and put the pressure on, don't you?
It was much unsaid Helens like, wasn't it? You know, and what it's done, it's given Leigh a 7-tackle set, already 20 metres from their own line. And in the first half, they were masters of just turning the ball over in the corners and just turning the screw. And you don't need to win the game now, minute 60. You need to be in front at minute 80 and demonstrate that patience.
Seattle shuffling it along.
Brilliant defence.
Gathered in.
It's more like Saints.
Go, 2. Johnny!
Seattle again.
Third. Move, Matty! Hold here. Go.
Here's Mellor. Ramone. Kept alive again. Holmes. Carefully does it from Ollie Holmes.
Wait, Morgan. Wait. Go for.
Reynolds. Offloaded. Back to Mellor. Here's Amona. This is Reynolds. Running it wide. O'Brien. Hardacre. Shuffled through one tackle. 2 more up to him quickly.
And that's Leigh, isn't it, Dave? Offloads and support and ball movement.
Last play. Reynolds puts it high. It's taken, I think. No, not fairly.
Oh.
It's a penalty. He was taken late, and the referee has given Leigh a penalty in a very kickable position. I'm not going to ask you the philosophical question this time. He's going to kick for goal now, isn't he?
He is, and you know, if he hits him in the head, which he does, he could get worse for Matautia too.
It's definitely a penalty, though, isn't it? That's late.
Well, it's definitely a penalty. I think he'll be looking to stay on the field.
Yeah.
Whether it's yellow or red, I'm not sure, but
now whether that was frustration or what, I don't know, but it could certainly prove very costly.
Well, I think at the moment, Saints, we're not questioning the game management or anything because they are such a good team. But subconsciously, this Leigh team will know they're there for the taking. They're not as dominant as they have been in previous years. They've already beat them this year, and the game is going very similar to how the game went at the previous contest when Leigh won that game.
Well, he's calling Sione Matautia out here.
I don't know which one it is. Okay, it's late and there's a lot of force in it. It's 10 minutes in the sin bin.
10 minutes in the sin bin. Yellow
it's very late though.
Sione Matautia.
It's very late.
10 minutes. And there's only 20 minutes left in the game. So Leigh will have a one-man advantage for half of the time left to play here.
Yeah, and they're probably going to get another 2 points off the back of that too. So, yeah, Matautia, what he does consistently well is kick pressure. He's just got it wrong a little bit there, John. He's just gone too wide, a little bit too late. And it's a clear one for the referee.
It is. It's a pretty simple decision for him to make. And
if you're wondering who the man in the leopard skin jacket is, by the way, if you missed our build-up, Derek Beaumont, who's the Leigh owner, who's been responsible for rebranding what were the Leigh Centurions with their red and white hoops into the Leopards with his leopard skin outfit. He's backed the enterprise with a bit of money. There's some star players out there, and a very unfashionable club is becoming in 2023 very fashionable. Are they going to Wembley? Well, this moment
They're going to kick to Ammonia.
might go some way towards deciding that.
Oh yeah, the contact's fine. Yeah. Conrad.
Kick one, miss one so far today. Ben Reynolds' record. Johnny Lomax getting a few running repairs behind the sticks while this happens, and he has drilled that one. Whoa, he hit that one. I tell you what, the goalkeeper might have gone the right way and he would have kept that one out, would he? He smashed it between the sticks. 6 points for Saints, 12 for Leigh.
What a game, what a game. You've got to admire the sort of courage and determination of the Leopards. First half, they were absolutely under the caution. They flipped it at half-time, they flipped it. Credit the coach and credit the players, they really have.
Everyone spoke about their attack all year and how good it is, but that's something that you just can't put a value on, that resilience not to fall away under so much pressure. But this is a huge 8.5 minutes now. The attack already looks dangerous. With that numerical advantage they've got, Lachlan Lamb, the man on the ball now, I expect him to get even more deadly.
And it's also a test of St Helens, isn't it? They've been a dominant side, a great side in the Super League era. And now 6 points down, 20 minutes to play. 12 men for 10 of the 20 minutes. This is a real test.
Whoever gets through this, boy, have they earned it. Mulhern smashing forward. Testing time for the new coach. Paul Wellens is St Helens guru this year.
4, move! Mate, do not go early. Go 4.
Mella back on the inside, a footwork there from Asiata.
5, move! 10 metres. Wait. Go 5.
Here's Lamb. Little general out there with a kick downfield, the ex-Sydney Roosters player.
Play on.
Makinson brings it back.
1.
And Lamb amongst those who are first to the chase in stopping Makinson in his tracks.
2.
Ritson.
Move! Robert, wait. Go 2.
Lussick going left. Annie Pape still to come back as well.
Yeah, he'll be back out for the last 10 minutes, no doubt about it.
Walmsley, Knowles, 2 England internationals in harness, but Ollie Holmes was down there to make the tackle. Walmsley comes again, skittled in the air.
He's hit his knee there.
Asiata was like a bowling ball there. And Alex is hurt.
Can you play the ball? Go 5.
Lomax.
Morgan!
O'Brien underneath, Bell's swift on the chase, but O'Brien's got past his efforts.
He stood up to everything they've thrown at him today, Gareth O'Brien. Such an experienced player. And another great acquisition that Leigh Leopards have brought in.
I think the back three have been exceptional with the high ball, Kev. I mean, Briscoe has been tested, and so has Charnley, and they've really swept everything up. But Walmsley is struggling, no doubt about that. He's struggling.
Hardacre.
Getting after him now, they're pointing him out, they can sense that. He's hanging in there.
Wait. Go 4.
Oh, Mulhern.
Still 4.
Spins it away. Oh, it got a touch from Holmes. I think it was a knock-on. Yeah. Just a sneaky little touch. St Helens will get the ball back. And boy, do they need that ball back.
Yeah, and they got a reward there from the effort at Morgan Knowles. He flew out of the line and hit Mulhern. And it almost panicked Mulhern into a bit of an offload. And that's what the big teams do. When they need a moment, they come up with a moment, and often it's aggression and physicality.
Let's go, 10 seconds. Let's go.
The clock countdown, if, again, you're not quite sure, 5 minutes left, but St Helens still only have 12 men on the field.
Okay, shot clock off.
Matautia in the sin bin.
Out.
This is where, oh my goodness.
Well, at that moment, they only had 11 players able to play because Worms is being treated. We've got the sin bin over there, so that's why they looked scarce of players when it was a scrum.
Morgan Knowles takes it forward.
Tom.
St Helens have been fantastic down the years. They have the spirit. They have the know-how. They have the ability to come fighting back here. Lussick.
It's a big effort this from Alex Walmsley. He is injured and he's been strapped up and he's put his hand up for his teammates.
He's running on one leg, gets up and plays it. Lussick, Lomax, and here's Harrell. But round they come for Leigh defenders, squeezing it in, putting him down. Last play, St Helens, back to Lomax. Lomax up to the line, he's put far too much on that. Far too much.
Offside, Leigh.
Penalty for St Helens.
Go back inside, Jack Hughes, well offside.
Well, there's a let-off because that was a mistake, wasn't it, from Johnny Lomax?
Yeah, it was a poor kick, he's got away with one there.
Jack, you've got to get on that line.
Now it passes back on. No, they've got Walmsley and Patsy out there now. And obviously going to run this tap, so let's see what happens this set.
What about this set? What about this set? St Helens might be in a position to get themselves back level here. Dodd, Wellesby, Hurrell, Conrad Hurrell hurrying, and he's over. He puts an arm up in celebration. He thinks he's scored. The referee is going to need a second opinion. He's had a word with his touch judge. No try, the soft signal. So there's going to be needed to be clear evidence here. See it from our video referee, Marcus Griffiths.
So it's tackle 1 and we're checking grounding, please. So we just need a view of the ball to see if it ever gets to the ground. So it's 1, the live call is no try. So at this point the ball is up. The ball is up, Charnley is underneath the ball. We lose the ball at that point. And the ball always appears to be high. So because we lose the ball, we can't see anything from that angle. Have you got another angle for us? Okay, so on this angle. So we're just seeing if the ball remains up. We know Charnley is under the ball. And we've not got a view of the ball there. We can see it there at the top of the picture. But nothing. Okay, this is a third angle. No view of the ball. Are they all the angles we've got? That's all the angles we've got, so we're going to stick with the live decision of a no try.
So that's 2.
I think Conrad was having his arm. He put his arm up in celebration, hoping it might have convinced somebody, but it hasn't. And Saints are denied, but they still have possession here.
Great
They
defensive
still represent
effort.
a threat.
But a great defensive effort, wasn't it? Charnley, Lamb all in there. That's the desperation that the Challenge Cup brings out in you.
Saints come again. Wellesby, Walmsley, what a brave effort. Put down 10 away. Lussick, Parsi, he's just going to batter at that Leigh door, but it remains intact. How many plays? 2 plays left. Lussick trying to do what he did in the first half. Show, but no go, not this time. 1 play to go. Spun back to Lomax. Here's Wellesby with a kick. Charnley's back there and scoops it out of play. Another brave saving effort. Drop out underneath the sticks. Saints will come again.
Yeah, and this is the third set of 6 that they're going to have to defend on the line. And it's just Charnley again, everything they're throwing at this right edge from St Helens. He's come up with the answers. He came up with a try-saving tackle on Conrad Hurrell previously. He came up with a try-saving tackle in the first half, and then he defended that kick. Remarkable defensive game so far for Josh Charnley.
This is epic. Absolutely epic. And we don't know which of these 2 sides are going to Wembley. As Parsi drives it in. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes of Vila Matautia, Sione Matautia rather. There's a throwback. Sione Matautia being off the field. Walmsley. Up. And Lussick comes right to Dodd. Dodd to Lomax. Here's Bell. Bell's going nowhere. But Saints are pitched right in. 8 strides away. Hurrell to the right-hand side. Makinson trying to wriggle his way over. No doubts this time. The referee's right there, held up.
You just love the desperation, don't you? Absolutely love it. And this is the essence of a knockout competition, is it? Where the jeopardy is so high, and that's what it brings out in players. The very, very best.
Lomax. Here's Walmsley. Plenty of St Helens fans in here will have seen their side win at Wembley in years gone by. Very few from Leigh will have had that honour. But Leigh have just been given a massive lift up because Johnny Lomax of all players, has dropped the ball.
And Mr. Consistent, normally the coolest man on the field, he just took his eyes off the ball. He was seeing the onrushing defence come towards him, and it slips through his grasp. And now with only less than 10 minutes remaining, the clock definitely becomes a factor. If Leigh can get to the other end of the field and drop a goal, this game could be over.
What's Adrian Lamb thinking right now? Chris Chester just to Adrian's right there as well.
I think he's thinking, what can I do to influence the outcome? And You know, obviously, Matauti is returning.
And that 10 minutes was a good 10 minutes for Saints, really.
Yes, it was. They dominated possession. They asked questions. It's brought them back in the game, Kev.
Yeah, I think Adrian Lamb will just be thinking, let's get through this set and try and get some energy back in our legs, because he knows that there's going to be another wave of possession from Saints to try and open them up.
Amoni goes down. Here's Ipape. Back on the scene. Mulhern crashed into, the ball comes free, it went backwards. Reynolds picks up. Oh, Mulhern.
He felt that.
He's been cracked.
He's just trapped in. Go 5. Outside.
O'Brien with a kick.
That's clear. John! Play on, you're good now, you're good.
Whitson catch as well.
Surrender!
A reminder also, it's timely that we could have golden point extra time here. St Helens score a try and kick the goal, and if it's all level at 80 minutes, then it's golden point extra time.
Go 2, you're good, Edwin.
Well, I don't know how they'll summon any energy levels for that, because it's been absolutely... The work rate and intensity has been immense.
Lussick picking up, having a dash, having a dart. Asiata, Amoni have got him covered.
Go 4.
Here's Bell.
4. Still 4.
Back to Wellesby. Knowles comes on at pace and goes through some tiring limbs, and here's Lomax, and Hardacre gets back to save the line, but one play to go. Makinson spins it out. Left it goes to Parsi. Parsi back to Dodd. Dodd slides it in. O'Brien's there.
Wow.
Well, we've seen one man, Charnley, saving the line. Now we've seen another.
Well, that was even better, John.
Yeah.
That was the best tackle of the game, and it needed to be. It looked for all the world. We said that Johnny Lomax was the man who normally comes up with something, and it looked like he was going to do that again. But Zach Hardacre, and he's carrying the ball again now. Mentioned energy, and he's just come up with a couple of magical minutes there.
I mean, the strength involved there to stop the momentum was sensational.
And slow the play of the ball down, so it gave his teammates chance to get back and defend the next play.
If Leigh win this, it's about their desperation in defence that's done it. Absolutely. Some great attack, but my word, they've been so desperate in every defensive situation.
5. Wait. Go 40. 40.
Taken on the full by Wellesby. Gives them the advantage of an extra few yards to run it back, and Saints start their set again inside the Leigh half. 6.5 minutes and counting.
2. Move, Edwin!
Still winnable, still losable by either side. Fire the cannon, and out comes Makinson. Lussick to Dodd. Back it goes to Lomax. Looking to bring it back on the inside again. Popped up for Dodd. Dodd with a skip. Puts the foot down. Leigh are ready. Lussick. Now it's Lomax. Drifting across. Loose pass. Picked up by Knowles. On the half volley. Has 5 tackles. They've got one left here now. Wellesby, they're going to go, the big man through the middle, Parsi, didn't get there, lost the ball.
Asiata's put his body on the line there, and he's hit Parsi exactly the same as he's hit Walmsley a couple of times. His tackle technique, it's almost been reckless for his own safety.
What a tackle, okay.
Oh, he needed
what a tackle. My word.
Wow.
That looks like a bad injury as well, and he's done it with his head, and there's no malice in that. That is just sheer will to win.
It is.
Body on the line for the cause. Unbelievable.
Well, it's been a great game, hasn't it? I mean, you said it before, Dave, in commentary. Whoever gets to Wembley, they've earned this. Yeah. They have absolutely earned this. There'll be plenty of sore bodies tomorrow, believe you me.
We could make an highlight reel just of the reel of the try-saving tackles.
Charnley. Knowles gets in his face. Have Leigh got the temperament? We asked. They've answered. Whatever happens next, you can't quiz that element of their approach. But St Helens have still got it in them to come again. There's Lomax with a bruising hit on Amone.
What they give for a penalty or anything now, because they just can't get out of their own 35.
Coming in from Atatia.
It's virtually attack v defence, isn't it? With there's a bit of respite when they've got the ball, matching it out.
Derek Beaumont cannot stand it, can he? His nerves will be on edge. Lachlan Lamb kicks downfield. And here comes Makinson. Head down and off he goes. And Mulhern's the man who gets in his way.
Well, I think they've got 2 sets of 6 to defend the way to Wembley, the Leopards.
12 tackles, Kev. 12 tackles and you're in the final.
That's 2 of them. Lussick. Lussick going left. Walmsley just keeps going. Queuing up again here. Back to Bell. Bell to Welsby. Welsby steps into what he perceived was a gap. He's offloaded well. It's now Dodd. Dodd on that left-hand side. But got a hold off by Hardacre. This is the 6th play in the set. Lomax's chip. It's close to the uprights. It bounces. Charlie has it.
Well, what's
but he's tackled in that Ingle area. Drop out underneath the sticks.
I was going to say that's a poor kick.
Yeah.
He just needs to catch that there.
He does. He's given them. They've got another 12 tackles now with that, but I think it was unsighted with the crossbar. And once again, Charnley back there tidying up.
I thought that was a really clever kick because he brought the crossbar into play, didn't he? Could have hit it. Either way, it was a distraction.
Well, this is the set now as we see Party going off. The last roll of the dice.
2 minutes and 35 seconds. Leigh defending for their Wembley lives. St Helens have got the position. Oh! Alex Worms, Edwin Pape. There's about 6 stones difference between those 2. Now it comes to Welsby. Back to Lomax. Lomax shows the dummy and he's scored! Johnny Lomax is over to score! St Helens' Wembley dream is alive again! But there's still a huge kick to come. But now it's the Saints fans who can bob up and down with sheer delight.
Well, cometh the hour, cometh the man. And my word, it has just been incessant pressure, hasn't it? And from that big tackle there, Walmsley did a great job, you know, playing the ball so quickly. And there were Leigh players out of the defence. That allowed them to get to the edge with a bit of comfort. And when they got to the edge, Welsby serves Lomax and he just pins his ear back. And that's sheer bloody-minded determination there. He wanted to score to keep his team in the Challenge Cup. Great try.
Well, he's a champion through and through, and this game is never over. On Johnny Lomax's watch, every time he comes up with a big play, they need to go to Lomax or Welsby, and it was Dodd, the combination of them 3. But you mentioned the kick before, Woodsy. This one's even more important.
This is massive. Tommy Makinson has St Helens' Wembley dreams on the end of his boot. Puts this over. We are likely be going into golden point extra time. Misses, and surely it's Lee's turn at Wembley for the first time in over half a century. Who dares look? Makinson trying to steady the heartbeat, go through the process. One last look at the target. This is the semi-final. He started it right. It's stayed right. It's gone wide. And Leigh are 40 seconds away from the Wembley final.
Well, you've got to feel for the fella, haven't you? They're absolutely through the roof with their emotion.
Well, there's going to be 20 seconds of mayhem here after this kick-off.
Let's go, come on.
Yeah, He'll stop the clock with the referee.
Just to let you know, by the way, the clock doesn't marry on the screens with the match official. So when it counts to 80, it's not over. They've stopped the clock at 79:59.
And the players don't realise.
There'll be a few more seconds to add on to that. St Helens might get a couple of plays here. They'll want to do it in one. They're in the mood to do it in one. There's the tackle. But the clock, the match clock, still goes. St Helens still have hope. They can still break hearts. Bounces into the hands of Hurrell. Hurrell puts it back now. Here comes Welsby. Welsby to Makinson. Makinson chip over the top. Lamb throws it into the crowd. Leigh have made history. Half a century of waiting. Father and son in raptures. Little Leigh, you better believe it. They're going to Wembley Stadium. And this could be just about the biggest day in their history. What a performance, what a win, and what an incredible story in an incredible semi-final.
Wow, that's all you can say, wow. We've been royally entertained by two teams, two sets of players absolutely desperate to get to Wembley, and it's Leigh who's held on there, and they've just come through by the tiniest, a missed goal kick, tiniest of margins. What a game of rugby league, what a semi-final.
Oh, we've got to hear about the emotions on the field. We've got to hear those emotions on the field. We're going to go down there in just a second. Player of the match, by the way, before you go, quickly.
Yeah, Lachlan Lamb. He created the two tries, the two assists.
Lachlan Lamb is the player of the match. His dad, Adrian Lamb, is the coach who's taken Leigh back to Wembley. Let's get down there. I think we can go down there with John Wilkin, who's down on the field, to get some of that live reaction. John, over to you.